The 7 Things the Gods Fear by Master Edwin. I know what you're thinking. If the gods are powerful and eternal, what could they possibly fear? This question has intrigued countless people throughout the ages. As a master spiritualist myself, someone who has had the privilege of maintaining direct relationships and continuous communication with the spirits, gods and goddesses I work with, I've been asked this very question time and again. My work spans multiple lifetimes, including my present one, and over these incarnations, I've gained insight into the most mystifying aspects of the divine. The queries are endless. Does the divine world fear anything? What lies behind the majestic facades of the gods? What could possibly shake their celestial thrones? These questions have long captivated human imagination and sparked the search for understanding. As we know, the gods are often portrayed as omnipotent beings, rulers of the cosmos with power over all things. But let me offer you this insight. Even the mightiest have their vulnerabilities. The deities, despite their grandeur, sometimes grapple with fears that stem from the very forces they govern. Even divinity is not immune to the cosmic order. In their struggles, we see that they mirror the challenges of existence itself, where balance, resilience, and the quest for harmony are central to life. Number 1. Free will. One of the most profound and paradoxical fears of the gods is the concept of free will, the ability of mortals to make their own choices independent of divine influence. In his book The Discourses, Epictetus states in Book 1, Chapter 1, "You may fetter my leg, but Zeus himself cannot get the better of my free will." I quote Epictetus, who in this work encapsulates his Stoic philosophy, emphasizing the inviolability of human will and its independence from external forces. Free will is a double-edged sword. It grants humanity the agency to create and shape their destinies, but it also introduces unpredictability that can disrupt even the gods' most carefully laid plans. In many mythologies, the gods bestow free will as a gift to humanity. However, this very gift often becomes a source of great challenges. The gods face the dilemma of trying to control or guide humanity, but the unpredictability of free will frequently complicates their efforts. Take the myth of Prometheus, for instance. Prometheus, a titan, defied the mighty Zeus by stealing fire from the heavens and gifting it to humanity. Fire represented much more than just warmth or survival. It symbolized knowledge, innovation, and the ability to shape one's future. Zeus, enraged by this act, punished Prometheus with eternal torment, chaining him to a rock where an eagle perpetually devoured his liver. This myth illustrates how free will, symbolized by the gift of fire, gave humanity the ability to break free from divine dependence. But it also came at a great cost, as it made humans less controllable by the gods and brought about consequences that even Zeus could not reverse. Similarly, in the Ramayana, the powerful demon king Ravana was granted invincibility by Brahma, a boon he earned through intense devotion and penance. However, Ravana's free will led him to misuse this immense power, causing chaos and tyranny in the cosmos. His eventual downfall was sealed by his own choices. This story highlights that while the gods can bestow immense power upon mortals, they cannot dictate how that power will be used. This misuse often leads to unforeseen chaos and disruption. Free will is a concept that introduces profound unpredictability, challenging divine authority. For the gods, it represents the relinquishment of absolute control over their creation, allowing mortals to shape their own destinies in ways the gods cannot always foresee or control. This tension between divine authority and human autonomy is at the core of many ancient stories and highlights a central cosmic force, the interplay between divine guidance and human choice. Free will empowers humanity, yet places the gods in a vulnerable position where their plans can be thwarted by the very beings they created. This struggle emphasizes the significance of individual choice, revealing that even in the divine realms, balance is fragile and open to disruption. Reflect on the wisdom of these myths. The gods, though mighty, still face the challenges that arise from the unpredictability of free will. Their power lies not just in their ability to rule, but in their acceptance of the cosmic laws that govern existence, laws that even they must bow to. As you reflect on these stories, think about your own choices and the profound impact they have, not just on your own life, but on the broader fabric of existence. 2. Forgotten worship. Across the world and human history, gods have risen to power and maintained their influence through the faith, rituals, and devotion of their worshippers. The divine and the mortal are entwined in a symbiotic relationship where the strength of gods often reflects the fervor of those who believe in them. This connection transcends cultures and eras, revealing a profound truth about the nature of divinity and faith. In Norse mythology, the gods of Asgard were mighty, but their fate was ultimately tied to the beliefs of humanity. As the mortal world forgot the gods and turned away from their myths, their power waned. This decline foretold the cataclysmic event known as Ragnarok, a battle not just of warriors but of fading relevance. What are the gods without those who sing their names? They are echoes in an empty hall, waiting for the silence to consume them, wrote Neil Gaiman in American Gods, a modern exploration of how gods derive power from belief. Similarly, in the vibrant yet harrowing traditions of the Aztecs, the sun god Huitzilopochtli was seen as the force that kept the world alive. Yet his power was not inherent. It demanded constant nourishment through sacrifice. Without these offerings, the sun would falter, and darkness would consume existence. The heart's blood of mortals was not merely an offering. It was the fuel that kept the cosmos turning, wrote David Carrasco, a scholar of Mesoamerican religions, reflecting on the Aztec worldview. These myths illustrate a universal significance, that divinity is not self-sustaining, but relies on the collective faith of humanity. When faith diminishes, so too does the influence of the gods. Joseph Campbell, the great mythologist, in his seminal work The Power of Myth, said, and I quote, "To withdraw belief is to extinguish a star in the heavens, for gods shine only as brightly as the eyes turn toward them." In understanding this fragile dynamic, we glimpse the essence of faith, not merely as a force that empowers deities, but as proof to the enduring human need to find meaning, connection, and purpose in the mysteries of existence. 3. The rise of mortals. Throughout history, mortals striving for power, knowledge, and divinity have always posed a direct challenge to the authority of the gods. These stories often explore the limits of human ambition and the consequences of overreaching. Mortals seeking godlike abilities disrupt the established cosmic hierarchy, challenging the balance between the mortal and divine realms. These myths serve as cautionary tales, emphasizing humility and respect for boundaries, while illustrating the inherent fear the gods harbor toward losing their supremacy. Icarus, most famous for his tragic flight too close to the sun, equipped himself with wings made of feathers and wax by his father Daedalus, and sought to escape the labyrinth. Ignoring his father's warnings, Icarus flew too close to the sun in a bid to reach the heavens, causing the wax in his wings to melt and leading to his downfall. This story symbolizes mortal ambition exceeding its bounds, which not only leads to personal ruin, but also challenges the cosmic order, by attempting to breach the domain of the gods. In the Bible's telling, humans sought to build a tower, reaching the heavens, symbolizing their desire to transcend earthly limitations and challenge divine authority. The gods, threatened by this act of hubris, intervened by confounding human language, scattering the builders, and halting their progress. This story reflects the gods' fear of mortal unity and ambition, which, if unchecked, could undermine their dominion. The rise of mortals symbolizes humanity's boundless potential and the dangers of unchecked ambition. For the gods, these stories highlight the fear of losing control over creation and the disruption of the cosmic order. Mortals achieving godlike abilities blur the lines between the finite and the infinite, threatening the hierarchical structure of the universe. While striving for greatness is part of the human spirit, overreaching without respect for the divine order invites chaos. The tension between mortal ambition and divine authority underscores the complex relationship between humanity and the gods, reflecting timeless questions about power, boundaries, and the consequences of defying natural laws. 4. The unstoppable forces of nature. Nature's raw and untamed power is a force that even the gods, with all their might and influence, cannot fully control. History across cultures often depicts primordial elements and forces as entities or phenomena that supersede divine authority, reminding us of the ultimate supremacy of the natural world. These forces, time, chaos, and the elements, operate beyond the jurisdiction of the gods, symbolizing the inevitability of creation, destruction, and renewal. In these situations, the gods themselves often succumb to or struggle with these immense powers, underscoring their limitations in the face of nature's absolute dominance. In Hindu cosmology, Shiva embodies destruction, a necessary phase in the cycle of creation, preservation, and renewal. However, even Shiva cannot halt the force of Kala Chakra, the wheel of time. Time is depicted as an unstoppable force that brings about the end of all things, including the gods. Not even the divine can escape the cyclical nature of existence governed by time. Before the Olympian gods ruled, the Titans represented the primordial forces of nature: earth, sky, ocean, and time itself, Chronos. Even after overthrowing the Titans, the Olympians remained wary of these elemental forces. For instance, Poseidon controlled the seas but could not prevent their violent, chaotic nature. These illustrate that while gods may govern certain aspects of nature, they do not possess total mastery over its power. The unstoppable forces of nature reflect the ultimate truth. All beings, including gods, are subject to the laws of the universe. Nature's raw power, whether through time, chaos, or elemental fury, represents an enduring and impartial force that transcends all hierarchies. The gods' inability to control nature highlights the delicate balance required to maintain harmony within the cosmos. 5. Forbidden knowledge. The pursuit of forbidden knowledge is a recurring theme in human history, often representing the tension between divine authority and human curiosity. Gods frequently guard sacred truths or hidden wisdom. According to them, mortals are neither ready nor worthy to wield such power. Yet, when mortals gain access to these secrets, it often disrupts the established balance of ignorance and obedience. Forbidden knowledge has the power to elevate humanity, empowering them to challenge divine authority, but it also brings unforeseen consequences that test the resilience of both mortals and gods. In the story of Adam and Eve, the first humans are placed in the Garden of Eden with a single command: to avoid eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. However, tempted by the serpent, they consume the fruit, gaining awareness and understanding previously reserved for God. This act of defiance disrupts the harmony of the garden, introducing mortality, labor, and suffering into human existence. For God, the fear of humanity achieving divine-like wisdom is reflected in the subsequent punishment, emphasizing the danger of mortals overstepping their bounds. Odin, the chief of the Norse gods, sacrifices his eye to drink from the well of Erd, seeking wisdom about the cosmos and its ultimate fate. In doing so, he learns of Ragnarok, the apocalypse that will bring about the end of the gods. While the knowledge strengthens Odin's leadership and foresight, it also burdens him with the inevitability of his own demise. This illustrates the paradox of forbidden knowledge. It grants power but comes at a profound cost, even for the gods. Forbidden knowledge symbolizes the delicate balance between ignorance and enlightenment. For the gods, it represents a fear of losing control over mortals who gain access to divine truths. Knowledge empowers humanity to question, defy, and even rival the gods, unsettling the cosmic hierarchy. At the same time, these stories caution that such knowledge often comes with heavy consequences, reflecting the dual nature of wisdom as both a gift and a burden. The pursuit of forbidden knowledge underscores humanity's innate drive to transcend limitations, even at great risk. It reveals the fragility of divine authority when confronted with human ambition and curiosity. The search for truth, while transformative, must be approached with respect, responsibility, and an understanding of its potential impact on the individual and the broader order of existence. 6. Betrayal from within. Betrayal from within is a recurring theme in universal history, where gods fear treachery from their closest kin or allies. Such acts of betrayal are particularly devastating as they come from those who are trusted the most, shattering divine unity and exposing the gods' vulnerabilities. These highlight the fragility of even the strongest bonds among immortals and how internal discord can lead to their downfall. Loki, once a trusted member of the Aesir, ultimately betrays them by siding with their enemies, the giants. His actions directly lead to Ragnarok, the prophesied apocalypse, where many gods meet their end. Loki's role in bringing chaos and destruction underscores the fear of betrayal among the gods, as it demonstrates how one figure's treachery can unravel the stability of an entire pantheon. In Egyptian history, Set, the god of chaos and storms, betrays his brother Osiris by murdering him and dismembering his body. This act of fratricide throws the divine realm into turmoil and disrupts the cosmic order. The betrayal sets off a chain of events, including Osiris's resurrection and the rise of his son Horus, who seeks to avenge his father. Set's betrayal reflects the destructive potential of internal conflicts, even among divine beings. Betrayal from within is particularly feared because it strikes at the heart of trust and loyalty, destabilizing the divine order from the inside. For the gods, such treachery not only disrupts their unity, but also reveals their inherent vulnerabilities, challenging the perception of their invincibility. These mirror human experiences, emphasizing the pain and chaos that betrayal can cause in any relationship or hierarchy. They also serve as a warning of the consequences of unchecked ambition, jealousy, or discord. Betrayal among the gods highlights a universal truth. Even the most powerful beings are not immune to the vulnerabilities of trust and loyalty, making their struggles deeply relatable to human audiences. Seven, the end of their era. The mortality or eventual decline of the gods is a recurring theme in history. While gods are often portrayed as eternal and omnipotent, their reigns are finite and subject to the same forces of change and renewal that govern the natural world. These emphasize the inevitability of endings, even for divine beings, and reflect the cyclical nature of existence, where death and rebirth are interconnected. Example: Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, foretells the destruction of most of the Norse pantheon. This apocalyptic event brings about the deaths of key deities, including Odin, Thor, and Loki, as well as the collapse of the known world. However, it also ushers in a period of renewal, with the rebirth of the earth and the rise of a new generation of gods. Ragnarok encapsulates the idea that even the gods are bound by the cycles of creation and destruction, highlighting their mortality and the inevitability of change. The Mayan worldview is deeply rooted in cycles of creation and destruction, where gods are periodically replaced. According to the Popol Vuh, the sacred book of the Maya, multiple worlds have been created and destroyed, each with its own gods. These cycles reflect the impermanence of divine authority and the continuous process of renewal that governs existence. The idea that gods themselves can be replaced underscores their vulnerability to the forces of time and cosmic balance. The end of a divine era for even the gods is proof that no power, however great, is immune to the passage of time and the forces of transformation. These reflect the universality of change, showing that endings are not to be feared, but embraced as part of a larger cycle of renewal. The fear of their own mortality humanizes the gods, making them relatable and offering profound lessons about humility, acceptance, and the interconnectedness of all life. These teach us that strength lies not in clinging to power, but in understanding and embracing the cycles that define existence. As we explore the stories of ancient times, we encounter not just stories of gods and heroes, but profound reflections on the human condition. These myths speak of divine fears, struggles, and vulnerabilities, revealing how even the gods, in their mighty and otherworldly power, were not immune to the same emotional battles that we face today. In the Greek myth of Pandora, for example, the gods, in their wisdom, feared the potential consequences of giving humans unrestricted knowledge. Pandora, curious and unwittingly defiant, opened the box containing all the evils of the world, letting them loose on humanity. But amidst all the chaos, hope remained trapped at the bottom. This myth tells us much about the fears that even the gods had regarding human potential and the consequences of knowledge. As the philosopher Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." This reflects the deeper truth in Pandora's story, that we must face our fears and struggles to truly understand our place in the world. In another myth, the Norse god Odin, the Allfather, sought knowledge at great cost. He hung himself from the world tree for 9 days and nights, pierced by his own spear, in a desperate attempt to gain wisdom. In his quest for greater understanding, he sacrificed part of himself, teaching us that true wisdom often comes with great personal sacrifice. The more a man knows, the more he realizes how much he does not know, Odin might have reflected. The gods feared what humanity might unlock through knowledge, and the myths remind us that wisdom is never given freely. It is earned through pain and sacrifice. In reflecting on these ancient stories, we realize that the fears of the gods mirror our own. The fear of knowledge, the fear of loss, the fear of becoming something we cannot control. These are not just divine concerns, but human ones, woven into the fabric of our existence. So, I encourage you to reflect on the wisdom embedded in these myths. How do the fears of the gods resonate with your own life? Are there fears that shape your decisions, as they once shaped the divine? I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. These ancient stories are not just about the gods. They are about humanity's eternal journey to understand its place in the vast, ever-changing universe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this exploration of timeless truths that have shaped our understanding of the world for centuries. Thank you.